Welcome back, everybody. We are here for episode 4 of Gaming Within a Podcast. This week we have Whoops. Whoops, hey, welcome to the podcast. I just unmuted myself. I did the intro. So
I know, I seen you mute yourself.
Yeah. So welcome to the podcast, dude. Super happy to have you. You've been a long time, I would say, friend of mine. Why did I say that like a question? Friend of mine?
I don't know, dude.
But for people that don't know who you are, tell them a little bit about the Whoops.
I'm questioning our friendship first and foremost. I mean, you put a question mark at the end of that. I was gonna give you this coconut, but I decided not to.
Okay, fair enough.
My name is Daryl of Whoopsyou for now. If you guys want to, write that down and remember it, because I'm gonna be a caster. It's gonna be super famous one day.
Okay.
Essentially, I am a gigantic human being. I'm 6'6", 350 pounds. I'm the closest thing you'll probably meet to an NFL lineman, and that's because I used to play semi-professional football. I started left tackle for about 6 years for my semi-pro team. Out of those 6 years, I think 3 of them I actually played both ways, so I played offense and defense. And then out of the 6 years, I think I made the All-Star game about 3 years as well. So
okay. And what league was this for?
It was a Midland States Football League.
Okay.
It's, basically, a lot of the league, like in the Midwest. So, basically, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, and I don't think we went to Indiana, but mostly those 3 states.
So all of like the Midwest in a way.
Yeah. We went to like southern Illinois, northern, western, and basically like Wisconsin, Iowa, things of that nature.
Sorry, my fucking controller's being stupid. It's not opening up my Quest wheel.
Oh, good, brother.
I may have to do this on PC or something. On keyboard and mouse. Sorry.
I'm trying to back out of this. For some reason, it won't work.
Yeah, it's not letting me pull up my Quest, my wheel.
I'm like lagging out too for some reason.
Do you want to restart? Do another? You won't lose your voyage unless you put it down. But some of the shit's not working for me. Yeah, let's do that. That was dumb.
Go ahead, man. That's fine. I was gonna continue on with that one. I was gonna say, I left the game. I wanted to walk away from the game essentially from football. One of my passions, essentially, I wanted to walk away from it rather than like having some sort of serious injury or something crazy happen to me. So I, wanted to kind of preserve myself in the long run. So made the decision to kind of like walk away from football because it wasn't really going in the direction that I really wanted it to go in. So while I was playing football, I kind of took a hiatus from playing video games and stuff like that. I've always messed around like with my voice as far as like acting and like mimicking people, and me and my friends kind of like back in the day used to mess around and cast each other when we played like Call of Duty and stuff too. So I mean, it kind of led me to like this journey that I'm on right now. So
well, I mean, that's good, because that whole semi-professional league, it's one of those things like, you're trying to balance, getting up to the, like, were your ambitions to get to the NFL? I sent you an invite.
100%. I mean, if you're not going to go to the highest level doing something, then why are you even doing it at all?
And then did it just get to the point where it was just like, after, maybe after you felt like you'd possibly, missed your chance, you were just like, is it really worth playing this, possibly getting, an injury that's going to stay with me for life, playing for a smaller league and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, so it's a long story, but it's a short. I'll summarize it for you in a short way.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, I had a chance to try out for the Chicago Bears, and I also had a chance to try out for this other team, the Chicago Rush, when they were actually still an organization, and they're actually like an actual indoor arena team.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was the Chicago Rush. They kind of disbanded that year. I was going to try out. I was in communications with their coach, communications with another person as well. And basically, when I got to the tryouts early as hell in the morning with me and my agent, or this guy that was acting as my agent, I should say, I got there and no one was there. The only person that was there was the janitor. And I asked him, I was like, where's everybody at? Where's the tryouts at? There's nobody here. It's kind of weird. And he was like, yeah, the team's disbanding this year. There's a lot of financial issues and this and that. So I kind of missed an opportunity early on in my football career with that. But then towards the tail end of my football career, I would say I was about 26, 27-ish. Okay, for the record, right now I'm 31. Okay, I'm not an old geezer.
No old geezer here.
But as far as football terms go, I'm old. And I'm going to elaborate on that later on. So I'm going to go back to the football story about the Chicago Bear tryouts.
Yeah.
So it's about 26, 27, and basically I go to the Chicago Bears training camp. Me and my sister's fiance at the time go to the Chicago Bears training camp, and I basically seen a bunch of people that would go to the training camps of these famous NFL teams and stuff like that, and basically hold up a sign that say like, give me a chance and stuff like that. And these guys would actually get a chance with some of these teams. So I said, hey, I'm gonna try it out for S's and giggles. I'm gonna try it out and I'm gonna hold up a sign. So I came there in full on football gear, basically holding up this sign, and a lot of the players were laughing at me, but at the same time they're like, I respect your hustle, you know what I mean? So I finally got in contact with one of their guys that used to be the training coordinator, used to be the recruiter, I should say, for like Canadian Football League, Arena Football League.
Okay.
And he told me to get in contact with him, and I asked him like, what's your contact, what's your information? And he says, that's for you to go find out.
What the?
So the power of social media actually helped me out with that. And basically, I put it on Facebook, put the picture of me on Facebook. I put myself out there essentially, which is something like I kind of really never did, because it's like, you know, the internet's a scary place.
Yeah.
So
no, 100%.
But for this like opportunity, I was like, I have to do this. So I did it, and it panned out because I had a bunch of people on my Facebook post commenting. A lot of people are like, oh my God, the hometown person. Like we as Chicago Bears fans love the hometown person. Like we're always going to root for you and cheer for you and things like that. Basically.
Whoops.
What?
I accidentally shot.
Oh, you're good. Basically, somebody gave me his email. I found his email off of somebody on the post. It was like, hey, I'm gonna DM you, and they gave me his email, and I emailed him. He told me, where's your game film at? And I basically was like, I don't have any just yet. So
damn. And that was it right there.
I mean, it wasn't it necessarily. He goes, it was definitely a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So here's the story as to why I walked away from semi-pro football. I was playing basically for pride. I like you said, I always wanted to go up to that next level. Always wanted to go up to the next level. It was definitely something I didn't not dream about, because I'm a big guy. I have so much skill when it comes to football and stuff, but I just didn't have the opportunity necessarily. So anyway, I'm playing in the semi-pro football league. I go to my coaches and I go, hey, I need some game film. They're like, you know, you gotta go chase this guy, the guy that actually films the games, which was the owner's dad. He said, you gotta go talk to him. I said, okay. So I go talk to him. Basically, he gives me a couple things to film like on a disc, but it took him like a week or so to give me those things. It wasn't the game plan.
Hang on.
I muted myself.
Yeah.
I wanted.
Hang on, not to stop you. What's the first island we're going to? Is it Crooked Mass?
I can't get out the map for some reason. I need help getting on this map. I don't know.
Hit. If you're on PC, hit F.
F?
Yeah.
It's not working.
What the fuck? There it went. There it went.
It was E.
It was E. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah, my E is unbounded. Okay. I didn't even look at the quest though. So.
Yeah. If you just wanna, I know where the first island is. We're gonna go here. It's just one chest. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Keep going. This is interesting.
So, where did I leave off at? So I went to go.
Talking about game film
from him. It wasn't the game film that I wanted, essentially. So we have this thing called Huddle, okay, and that's basically where a bunch of like coaches and a bunch of like athletes and stuff like can meet and watch game film virtually. Okay, so that's what we would do every week.
Kind of like a Zoom call, in a way, before Zoom was popular.
Yeah. And this is like you gotta put your mindset back in the day as to like this is like 2000 maybe 12.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't even think Zoom might have not even been a thing yet.
2012, and you were 26, or was this like way? Oh, you're talking about way back, right?
Yeah. So this was like maybe, was it 2012? It was
Nah.
maybe like 2015. It was probably 2015.
Yeah.
That sounds more familiar. So regardless of the year, still this is like called Huddle. It was somewhere you can basically go and put in like your game film on there. Your guys can go watch other teams' game film essentially because your coaches have that information.
Yeah.
I wanted access to this Huddle account, and these guys seriously took 2 months to give me access to this Huddle account so I can get the right information that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the time, one of my close friends, his cousin was actually at the Bears training camp as an actual like training coordinator over there. So he was telling me, hey, this is what you need, this is what you need to do. This
Trying to give you like a little foot in the door type of deal.
Exactly. He didn't really have much pull because of the fact that he's like, you know, just an intern essentially.
Yeah, but he at least knew what they were looking for. So it's
exactly. So he knew like he was like, hey, give me 5 minutes of offense, 5 minutes of defense, and like a full game. And I said, okay, I can do that. So I sat there and I edited this whole video. It's on my YouTube actually. Myself. I edited it myself and then gave it away, emailed it to this guy. And I never heard a reply back to him. And I figured it was just one of those things where it was like, it was too little too late.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I missed my opportunity. The door closed on the opportunity. And I was more or less pissed off at the fact that I'm like, hey, I'm playing football for you guys for absolutely free. It was just for pride. Like I said, I wasn't getting paid for it by any means. And on top of all that, like, I felt like it was a missed opportunity for these guys to kind of put their league on the map as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it was kind of I scratch your back, you scratch mine type thing. And I kind of felt like I just got betrayed. So instead of me playing another season, I decided to walk away from it. And I was like, it just doesn't make any sense if I'm not going to be moving up to the next level.
Yeah.
So that's my long story that I summarized for you.
No, dude, that was great. That whole life of an athlete, like I feel like that kind of does relate into esports in a way, because that's like you literally sound that, talking about the semi-professional league, that sounds just like the life of a bubble player in esports. Like, just you have all these opportunities and you may get up to the bigger levels, you may not, you know. It's just, that's just the grind. It's all about the goal that you're pursuing, and it's tough. I'm sure that you know, might be a sore spot to get into. You know, you may have had some rough days mentally, you know, just because it's such a goal that you want that it's just hard. It's just probably hard.
100%. And it's one of those things where it just happened to me last week, okay, where I reached out to a different organization and I don't have a caster reel essentially to prove that for those of you who don't know, I'm trying to be a Rocket League caster. So
you guys should, like, if anybody else outside of this is watching this, just listen to this man's voice. Like, he needs to be casting CRL matches. He needs to be casting, you know, Rocket League matches. You should have been casting IWO, but there's going to be other tournaments. You'll get there, dude. You just got to stay on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100%. I'm on the grind right now, bro, and I love it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I love casting in general. I know it's gonna sound so cliche, but I seriously love it, dude. It's so much fun. Just the people I get to meet, the games I get to cast, the things I get to see. Like, it's gonna. I know this sounds so stupid. It's so cliche, but I'm being drop dead serious. I seriously just enjoy it. It's something that I'm just naturally talented, good with. A lot of people tell me, like you just said, I have a good voice for it. So why not take a shot and do something that I actually enjoy doing?
I have
you know what I mean?
I have a captain over here, and I'm lagging kind of crazy. I think it's over here somewhere. What the fuck? What? Hey, I need some help over here. Holy shit, what are we doing? I'm not used to these guys. Sorry.
I think these are the newer.
Yeah, I don't.
Stuff.
Yeah, I ain't trying to do the Captain Jack Sparrow stuff. I'm.
I don't think you have a choice. Oh my goodness, this man just speared me off the cliff. No lie, this dude just freaking like speared me like gold.
Oh shit, dude. I don't know how to like combat this.
You gotta shoot that crit spot on this guy. Dude, these ghosts are nutty. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things where I was trying to say earlier. I kind of just went through the same situation again. Like, I don't have a caster reel for this team that I was trying to cast for. This opportunity that basically presented itself in front of me, and like, it's my fault, you know. Like, I don't have that. So I did inform them that I'm working on getting the caster reel, and basically just to be patient with me. But it's one of those things where like there's so many people trying to be a caster. And there's so many people that have that stuff available ready to them right now.
You just gotta you just gotta
prior experience.
Well, I mean, not everyone's gonna know. I mean, hold up. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Trying to read your map over here.
Yeah, dude. There we go. But yeah, I mean, that's the life of. I mean, that's the shit that I'm doing. I'm not necessarily trying to like, you know, I'm not trying to do anything like what you're doing, but I mean, it's the same thing with, you know, content and, you know, just making good videos. You know, like this was something that I've always wanted to do a podcast, and just never had the idea, never had the I guess not necessarily time, because now I have less time than ever with a new job and everything. But it's just one of those things, like, you know, you always want to do stuff to better yourself, and I think that's why you and I kind of get along so well, is because we may not necessarily have the same goal, but I feel like in some ways we have the same kind of drive. I mean, we've already in ways kind of already had a podcast just from the hours that, you know, we've spent sitting in a call together and editing, and, you know, it just wasn't recorded. You know what I mean? Like, we just sit and talk about content ideas, and you would bounce ideas off of me, and I'd bounce ideas off of you, and it's just like, we kind of have that mutual respect because we're both trying to hustle towards a goal. It may not be the same one, but it's the hustle.
I mean, it's one of those things where you want to kind of surround yourself with like-minded people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you want to surround yourself with the people that have the same goal, the same drive as you, and kind of, so like you said, you can bounce ideas off of each other and kind of just feed into each other as well. I mean, not to sound like, you know, like lame or whatever, but like, you definitely want to bounce ideas off of somebody and have somebody there in your corner that you're like, hey, Noobsy, can you hop in this chat like we did the other day in front of everybody?
Exactly.
I have this idea, I want to bounce it off you real quick, and they were like, no, share with the whole entire, you know, everybody. And I was like,
it's like,
you guys aren't going to understand. Like, let me just talk to him real quick.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Exactly. I've almost got all the things out here planned out. Cook's Hollow. Now we're looking for, what is it? Sunken Grove. Should be right over here.
It's funny because when you said it should be right over here, your character pointed to the map.
Sunken Grove. Okay.
I just want to point out for the record, everybody that's listening to this podcast right now, Noobsy, I did tell him I wanted to play Fortnite for my game of choice, and he absolutely 120% denied me.
No, dude,
play Fortnite.
Like I said, dude, Robbie didn't even get that fucking privilege, and I've known him since we were just young kids. So
gotcha.
if my best friend of 20 years doesn't get that privilege, no offense, you don't get that privilege either.
I tried to like sway him with do like a custom match.
No. I know you like that game, but I despise Fortnite.
Fortnite was a huge part of my life for about 2.5 years. It's actually so I'm gonna go off on like a little dialogue, I guess, again, if you want me to talk about myself. So like I said, I went on a hiatus from gaming, and I used to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 professionally.
Oh Jesus, dude, that was my fucking game, dude. I love that.
So me and I played it like semi-professionally back in the day, and we loved it. It was 100% just, man, like we were doing game battles. I'm not sure if you know what that is.
MLG.
Yeah, so we're doing game battles, matches, and stuff like that, grinding that, you know, and it just never really took off. Like our dreams as doing that stuff, but we did go to a couple tournaments and actually win those tournaments, so that's pretty cool. The one tournament, the big one that we went to, is called the Iowa Pro Gaming Challenge, and we ended up placing, I think, third place in that one, and the first place team actually got sponsored by the people that were actually there to go to an MLG event. So we
Damn,
ended up
bro.
placing third place in that one. So
That was the infancy of esports. I remember me and Robbie would do
there's a mech
tournaments.
behind us.
Yeah, we can just keep going. As long as it doesn't, as long as we don't aggro it.
I'm gonna aggro it, dude.
No.
No,
But yeah,
what was I saying, though?
that's something that me and Robbie did. We weren't old enough to do Modern Warfare 2, but we found, because esports was so new, we kind of found workarounds when it came to Black Ops 2 and shit. And, you know,
as far as what goes, we remember workarounds.
Like, because you have to be a certain age to do some of these tournaments. And back then in its infancy, it was pretty easy to get around that.
Yeah.
So me and Robbie would do Black Ops 2 tournaments, or we do private kind of private games, but we were still barely exposed to the whole esports scene. But me and Robbie, we took Modern Warfare 2, 3, and Black Ops 2 very seriously.
I think, in my personal opinion, what's your favorite Call of Duty? I'll give you my answer after.
So I think the nostalgia factor is probably Modern Warfare 2, but I actually played it again on PC and realized how completely unbalanced that fucking game was.
That game was really unbalanced.
I love it. It's fun, and everything's spammy and shitty, and you know, there's fucking, it's everything you hate in a Call of Duty. Just, I'm gonna swivel turn us here, so. Oh shit!
I was trying to take it off, but it never went off. But it's all right.
No, that works. If you want to step on the island and start looking, I'm gonna rearrange this boat. But yeah, I'd probably say when it came to a mixture of balance and fun, I'd have to say probably Black Ops 2. That game was, in its own little way, it was balanced and fun, and I think that's probably the most time I've ever spent on a Call of Duty next to Modern Warfare 2. Because I don't know if you remember watching like KYR Speedy or any of them. Like, I did like the hidden tactics challenges and ninja diffuses, and like that was my dude. Me and Robbie would eat that shit up. That's all we would do.
Dude, I grew up in the era of where, like, I guess FaZe Clan was like just starting to
just
off,
yeah,
like,
just doing montages and
stuff.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. We were like, oh my god, this is so cool, and I literally fed into that when I was a kid because I thought all that stuff was real.
Mm-hmm.
When it turns out like it wasn't real.
Half those shots were like set up and shit.
Yeah, they were all staged.
But I think that did good for like that community, because as that stuff got more and more popular, more and more people were like, nah, you got to hit these in actual matches. And then the quality of the content got better. So speaking of, you know, video games, did you have your favorite video games growing up? Oh, Jesus, we got more.
I mean, what era are you talking about?
Just in any era, dude. Like.
So I started with N64, and that was like the first console I ever had when I was a kid. So that's when I started. I mean, that was like the first one I actually sat down and was like religiously kind of playing. Was Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
And but I mean, before that, we had things like Duck Hunter. We had things like, you know, the original Nintendo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sega, Dreamcast. Like, we had things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so my favorite games growing up, GoldenEye, of course, is a
oh my god, dude, that was. I didn't have any of those. You said that was on N64.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have too much of that, but like, I remember going to a buddy's house and playing that and being like, "Yo, this shit's kind of fun."
So that was a staple, and then we had like, Mario Party was like a huge one because, you know, I had two older sisters and a younger brother, basically. So the more multiplayer games we can play, the better. So Mario Party, Mario Kart on N64, all those are really, really good. Then we kind of move over to PlayStation 2 for myself, and my favorite game that I probably played for 6 years was EverQuest Online Adventures. A lot of people don't even know about that game because it wasn't really talked about too much.
Okay.
I just got smashed by a crab.
Oh, let me go get you.
I just got killed by a crab. But yeah, EverQuest Online Adventure is one of my favorite games for PlayStation 2. I don't really remember anything else other than playing that game.
Yeah.
SOCOM, I think SOCOM was one of my favorite games too for PlayStation 2. Which I don't know why they never actually revived that series, but whatever, it is what it is, I guess. Moving over to Xbox, you got the classic Halo. Xbox 360 was when I really kind of started playing and taking gaming like a little bit more serious, like you said. But Call of Duty 4, in my personal opinion, is one of the best balanced Call of Duties. The maps,
the original Modern Warfare is what you're talking about.
The original Modern Warfare, yeah.
I could see that. This motherfucker.
So that one, in my personal opinion, was super balanced as far as like the weapons go, as far as like the perks go. The maps had the standard Call of Duty 3 lanes. So all that, in my personal opinion, is really balanced.
I can see that.
But Modern Warfare 2, I obviously had more fun on that one. Like you said, just I'm not sure if you remember like the javelin glitches.
Yes, dude.
The Akimbo 1887s, like just the crazy things.
Dude, like I don't know if you knew this, but if you like put a riot shield on your back and like got under something, like your guy's body would like saw in half and be sitting straight up, but your guy would be prone. It's just
no, I never knew that.
Yeah. Hang on. The chest is closed to cross rib bones in the shadow of the largest peak. Over here. The crossed rib bones.
I think I was reading the wrong map.
Yeah, we're on the third one over.
Yeah, I was reading the number 1.
But yeah, it's over here somewhere. But yeah, I mean, to kind of Jesus.
Yeah.
To kind of
ribs. I see some ribs over here.
To kind of switch it up in a way. Do you remember how we first no, you got me now. You got me fucked up, dude. Do you remember the first night we met? The first day?
I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I do remember like a little bit of the story.
Because I went back and I really thought about this because I wanted to make sure I got this right. But I remember how it happened.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong then. Okay.
Okay.
We had a homie. His name's No Loyalty. Okay, on Twitch, and he raided me one day.
Yep.
And essentially, that's when you were hanging out in my chat. I don't know why you stayed around, but you did. And I grew on you, and you said I was the most amazing person you ever met in your life.
Okay, yeah, you're stretching it a little bit.
And I don't know, but it was like right place, right time. Like you always come back and kind of like come back into the chat. And then I swear to Bob, dude, like I told myself in 2021 or 2020 because it was COVID. I think this is when I said.
Hold up, there's a ship here. I'm gonna go out and talk to them. Hey guys, can you not? We're doing a podcast. Can you not? You can take whatever you want. Can you not destroy our ship? We're literally just recording a podcast. Hey, we're recording a podcast.
They're not listening.
You just destroyed our ship. Okay. You're ruining the podcast, sir. Just don't worry about it. Let them destroy the ship. Hey, we're doing a podcast. Can you not? Our ship just got destroyed.
It really did.
Hey, sir. I see him here somewhere. I saw his name.
He's in the water. He's right here next to me.
Hey, sir. We're doing a podcast. So can you not? Or just kill me.
Care, dude.
Or just kill me. That's fine. Fucking dickheads. Alright. No, so okay, yeah, so yeah, you had it right. That is how we first met. It was No Loyalty, and yeah, for some reason I just kind of stuck around and every now and again hung out, and then that night where it just so happened again by fate, you were talking about how you wanted to get into casting right when Shattered Dreams at the time was going through our rebrand, and we needed a possible second caster. Thanks for ruining a part of my podcast.
Yep, exactly. I mean, I told myself, yeah, I told myself I was like, I want to get into more casting. I want to get into more voice acting. I had a lot of people come into my chat and they're like, dude, you need to do something with this voice of yours. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and step out of my comfort zone and try this out. You know what I mean? So essentially that's what I did. And like you said, it was like a kind of right place at the right time.
Exactly.
And Llama is just an awesome, awesome individual. Seriously, never met a person that's willing to help anybody out, give their shirt off their back to anybody.
You are one of many people who says things like that. Like, even when we did our episode of the podcast, me and Llama, like, I had some people just tell me, like, how forthgiving he is with, if that even is the right word, how free he is with that information. Like, he doesn't try to hide it. If you need help with something and you actually show that you're not just doing this because, for whatever, like, you actually mean to do this, he will help you.
Exactly.
So
Llama is one of those people, dude. Like, just so genuine. Like I said before, just so genuine. And like you said, willing to give the shirt off his back for anyone and anything. And it's just very, very rare do you ever see that. You know what I mean? Out of somebody without asking anything in return.
Yep.
So he really, really stuck his neck out for me and gave me a chance and an opportunity, essentially, to do something. And I'm really, really grateful for that, man. I really am.
And that's just how it is. I mean, Llama is just one of those dudes. I mean, coming into pre-Parabellum as a player for Shattered Dreams, the amount of time he stuck his neck out for me, or has, I can probably literally DM him right now and ask a question, and he would at least give me an answer within a couple hours, or at least point me in the right direction of getting an answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one of those things. Like, he doesn't try to shit talk you. Now we're just over here on Llama's Peter.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because he's such a cool person.
Yeah.
Like I said before.
So
there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm not ashamed to kind of be on his Peter, as you said.
So I guess kind of like you touched on it a little bit, but you said 2021s. That's that. You want to do more with casting. Like, what do you have any set goals? Do you have any defined goals? Where are you at? Where the fuck are you?
I'm on these guys' ship right now.
Are you chilling on their ship?
I'm about to be. How do I sleep again?
Z, and then number 6, I think.
Yeah, Z6.
Or if you have the barrel unlocked, you can do number 5, the barrel disguise.
I do have the barrel,
Yeah.
but I'm on the back of their ship sleeping right now.
Nice. So, where are you at? Do you know, like, what part of the map you're at?
I'm still at the same spot where I'm
at. Okay. So you're near Sunken Grove. God, they put me... No, you're at Shipwreck Bay. They put me far away from you. So, like, do you have any clear, defined goals as to what you actually want to do? Like, other than just, you want to do more casting, do you have, like a hard goal to reach, a goal that you think is obtainable within the year, and, maybe another, kind of stretch goal?
So I want to do more. So an obtainable goal, I would say, is I want to do more on the production side of my stream. Okay, I want to be almost flawless every time I go live. So when I have an opportunity that presents themselves to me, then basically I would be ready. You know what I mean? I feel like I put a lot of work into my stream right now to be where it's at right now. But basically, I'm not perfect, So that's the short-term goal for me, is to basically damn near perfect my stream. I died, by the way. They killed me. But a long-term goal that I want to do is cast an RLCS match. And I really feel like I'm not necessarily ready for it right now, but if the time comes and they're patient with me as far as like they'll teach me some of the back end things or whatever that I need to know, I can definitely 100% walk on and be like, okay, I can do this, you know. But I feel like with me with casting right now, I'm kind of learning as I go and kind of teaching myself,
Yep.
especially like production wise. So that's why it's like a slow process. I feel like for me right now, you know. But can I go tomorrow if they ask me to cast a match? I can do that 100%, but I'll be nervous as shit. But as long as I feel like they have more of a script, more of a layout, instead of just being random chaos and nonsense, and scraping together some sort of backstory that these guys give me for IGL, not like IGL themselves, but like I take it upon myself to kind of DM the team and the team captains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And try to make a good show as best as
you
I
kind of
possibly can.
add a little bit more of, I would say a layer of it, because I don't know any other casters in IGL that do stuff like that, and it's a really good idea. And for people who don't know, when he does indie gaming league casting, which is a small little league, he gets with the team captains and gets them to give like a little tidbit, kind of like how RLCS has narratives of like Garrett G has been trying, to win at Worlds for however, and he finally did it in season 8. You know what I mean? So you kind of do that to kind of set up narratives, and it's
I just try to
it's
add
a good
like, little
idea.
bit more of a human aspect to it. You know what I mean? And I went into the whole entire IGL thing with like the mindset of like I'm gonna try to do this like as close to IGL as possible. Like not necessarily mimic IGL by any means, but I'm gonna do this like.
You mean like RLCS?
Just a good, RLCS.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said IGL.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
So RLCS. I'm not trying to necessarily mimic them and steal their show necessarily, but I'm trying to put my own spin on it because I would love to, have my own community that one day we can can actually know a lot more about the people and actually cast, a lot of stuff about the people and be like, a John Sandman of Rocket League. You know what I mean? So I would love to do that one day. So I just try to basically treat every single game like it's a Supersonic Legend high GC match, RLCS match 7. You know what I mean? I try to just do that and bring the hype and bring a good show for everybody. So the little fans and the little following that these guys have, they're going to get that feel for the IGL. And I've heard it from people. They told, for RLCS, they told, I hear it from people all the time. Oh my God, your production value is so much better than a lot of people. Like I'm not trying to, toot my own horn or sound cocky by any means, but this is just what people say. So it's just, I just try to.
Except for that one guy that made a comment, you read chat too much.
We don't talk about that.
But I see the comments on your what was it, the page you sent me the other day on that. What's that platform that you use?
I can't talk about that.
Okay.
it's not announced yet. We can't talk about it. By the time this video comes out, I can't talk about it. But as right now,
you mean like tomorrow at 7 p.m.?
Yes. So if we were having this conversation at midnight on a Friday, I can have this conversation.
Okay.
Have this conversation with you right now.
Okay, fair enough.
So, I forgot where I was going with this now.
Okay,
you basically
talking about production value. People saying
so
that about.
I try to. It doesn't matter what tier it is, okay? Because Indie Gaming League has different tiers. So tier 1s could be the higher tier gameplay. I'm not even sure if Indie Gaming League has SSLs or whatever.
That's probably tier 1. There may not be a lot of SSL teams, but that'd be tier 1.
That's gonna be like your high tier, your GCs, GC1s, GC2s, and things of that nature. So I treat every single game, regardless of what tier it is, I'm gonna put on the best freaking show possible. Because realistically, think about it, not everybody that plays Rocket League is gonna have even a remote chance at going to RLCS or even having an RLCS dream or a team. It's just like that little kid essentially that wants to be the NFL superstar or the basketball player or the baseball player or whatever. It's a cool dream to have, but not everybody's going to obtain that.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to put my production out there as close as possible so they have that kind of that taste and that feel for it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's one of those things like, it's not something you have to do. All you got to do is, the bare minimum of, you go there, you cast their matches. Back when I played IGL, I got casted on some shit production streams because people are trying to make it and they may not be either good or they just, they're just trying to cast, but it's just like your production has gotten significantly better because I remember the first time we brought you in to cast, you were nervous and muted your mic and we're talking for like 3 minutes muted, and I was just I'm not even gonna lie, for like the first minute and a half I was telling Llama like, I vouched for him. I was like, and Llama was like, no, 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 no. And as soon as you unmuted and he heard your voice, he was like, nah, yeah, no, we're good. I like him. And then you did great. But that was just one of those things. I was just like, oh my god, dude.
You got some treasure over there. Yeah, it's just, like you said, it's one of those things. That's one of the things I'm trying to like improve on. Just not do stuff like that. But like you said, it was literally... Llama contacts me because you said something about, hey, we're looking for a caster. Do you want to do this thing for us? And I was like, yeah, for sure. And then it turns out this is freaking Parabellum. These guys have an RLCS team, you know what I mean? Like a roster at least. And this is what the hell they want you to do. And I was like, dude, I'm so nervous. Like, it wasn't even like a, this is an IGL match. It was like, oh my god, dude, like this is like a tryout already, and this is my first gig.
Dude, sometimes you just gotta get thrown into the middle of it. And after that little hiccup, you did great.
Yeah, I gotcha. Oh no, I'm not reloaded.
But yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I
can't.
I do want to kind of not go off on a tangent, but back to Llama. One of the things Llama has said about you is that you're business minded, and I've heard just how you interact with yourself. You have a very business minded, I guess, framework on things in a way. And I just kind of wanted to pick your brain a little bit on like where does that come from? Have you always been that person that not necessarily looks at it as a business, but I feel like if you had more time off of your main job, I feel like with the way that you think, I feel like you would be able to get to where you're going quicker, if that makes sense.
Oh, 100%.
Just because of how you think. You're very analytical when it comes to like how you post content, how you do certain things, sometimes even how you say certain things, and just you look at things very logically and analytically, and that's just my perception of you. But having Llama sit and talk to you and then come back and tell me, oh, he's always business minded. He's always got you've always got your business hat on, and not like, physically, but like you're always thinking in the world of like, how could this, I don't want to frame it in a bad way, but like you're always thinking of like how this could better yourself in a way, but not in a bad way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, when I met Llama in real life, I went to Indianapolis that day, and I was like, and here's the thing I'm going to bestow upon you with my 31-year-old knowledge, okay? I was kind of, not necessarily scared, but like you said, my main job kind of gets in my way a lot because I only work 3 days a week, but in those 3 days I work 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
So I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but I work 12-hour shifts. So like I can't necessarily do the things I want to do, especially because a lot of events are on the weekends and stuff.
Exactly.
So I can't necessarily do like a lot of events. So he messaged me, told me he was going down to Indianapolis. It'd be cool to meet him in person, this, and that. I told him at first, I was like, I don't know, I have to see. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it, because he only gave me like a week's notice that he was gonna be here.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know. So that morning, something just hit me, and I was like, I need to go. I need to go to Indianapolis. I need to go meet, Llama at the very least. I need to go meet Ohio. Giggles was out there. J-Mal was out there. Cake was out there. Basically, need to go meet all these people. Like you said, from the business mind standpoint, it's going to potentially further my career. But at the very least, I'm going to meet these people and this person in particular who gave me a shot, who gave me an opportunity. So when I first rolled up and I met Llama and all them, I always carry business cards around with me because, like you said, you never know who you're going to meet or what
Mm-hmm.
impression you're going to meet on somebody. So I always carry business cards with me. I brought Llama a hat for my merch and stuff like that too. I think I brought some stickers like with my Twitch channel and stuff like that. And that's just stuff I have just laying around from when I sell merch. I
Yeah.
typically try to like give it away as like, hey, thank you very much for getting some merch. But before then, I went to a couple events or whatever, a couple live events where you actually met people before COVID actually happened, and you kind of have to have something to give to somebody.
Yeah.
That was that's the mentality that you should have if you want to further yourself in this business, regardless of what business it is. Okay, let's say if it's a whole different mindset. Let's say you're going to like some sort of like I don't know, some business trip has nothing to do with esports whatsoever. You want to have something, some sort of like, let's say it's your resume that you want to give to somebody out hand. At the very least, something that somebody could walk away with, that when they reach into their pocket later, they pull it out to wash their clothes or whatever, and then they goes back to that conversation that they had with you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's what the whole idea was with the business cards and stuff like that. I
That
even went as far
that
as
ship
the
that, not to stop you, but that ship that fucked us, has a Reaper's flag up. So we're just gonna go away from them. So we're just gonna sail around. So keep talking about what you were
I
saying.
don't care.
So,
I'm just
yeah.
sailing around, bro. I'm
No,
not
you're
even paying
good.
attention to the mission or nothing.
No, you're good, dude.
So I even went as far as to seeing some people write on pieces of paper a bunch of different times to basically give something to somebody in hand.
Yep.
And that to me just like speaks volumes. So no matter what you do, you always want to have something to give to somebody, or at least a couple of people, because you never know what kind of connection you can make.
Exactly.
I do see a ship
That's
southwest.
that is them. So we're
So
gonna
might
turn
be
this
turning
way.
this way, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
that's fine. We'll just keep going until I run out of shit to talk about. Because I
Don't
think
worry about it.
you're kind of like that good, I guess, middle ground guest where like you have a lot to talk about, but I also know a good bit about you. And
Yeah.
even though some of the stories that you've said I may not know a lot about, but like I know a lot about you to ask, decent questions, but you also haven't told me enough to where like it's good conversation. You know what I
What
mean?
else you want to know?
I mean, so
I don't know what your answer or your questions are necessarily. So
well,
like,
I mean,
was
I've kind
trying
of
to
asked
keep
them. I've kind of asked them in a way, kind of woven them into what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So I wasn't trying to elaborate on too many of my stories, I guess, of the stuff I talked about
no,
so
dude,
far,
you're
because I wasn't sure what your questions
no,
were
you
so
are
far.
perfect. This has been a great podcast so far. But no, I hear what you're saying because that's something you have not trying to say anything, but you have 8 years of life experience that I haven't had yet, if that makes sense. Because probably less, probably 7, because I'm gonna be turning 24 this year. But ever since high school, content has been something that I've been doing off and on, and it's one of those things like the grind. It's hard to stay focused on your goal and on your mission.
Yeah.
Because there's been times like when I was younger, 17, 18, making content, people tell you, oh, it's just easy. You just put videos up, and I'm like,
I mean, you can do that. You can just put videos up, but at the same
but
time,
it's just like
they're not
not
going to hit
yeah,
like how people
exactly,
think.
exactly.
People like when the people put love and a little bit of like their own personality into their videos and stuff, and that's kind of what holds me back is to posting more content than I should, because I don't want to just put just a bunch of different just clips of me hitting some bangers or
Exactly.
some bangers or doing this or doing that. I want to actually post something that I can look back at and be like, okay, I did everything I possibly could to better that clip where I am right now in my life. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, we're just still going to learn and learn more techniques and things like that the more you do it. But I don't want to put something out there that's just some basic stuff. You know what I mean? These guys are right behind us. So
Yeah, I know.
Probably like north or whatever.
Once we hit the wind, they're fucked. But I think that's the thing that me being 23 and to be honest, just having a pretty interesting life event happen kind of shakes you awake of like what what do you want to do? And that guy tried to mermaid. I saw it.
He did. He shot out.
So it's just one of those things of like, can you get on this sail and point the sail
Yep.
in the wind? Just keep it billowing. But it's just one of those things like, you know, not to get too deep, but you know, almost 2 months ago, I had my job just at random just gone.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've talked to you about it, but you know, I don't want to get too much into it, but it was, you know, I kind of got shafted in a way, and
Yeah.
people that I know, people that even work there have said the managers were looking for something for me, but it's one of those things like to have that security, because I wanted to leave, but in a way I had that security of, you know, this will get me enough income to do what I want while I'm doing this. And then just to have that gone, I spent a lot of time sitting down and thinking like, what do I want to do, and how do I want to achieve that? And you know, that can come in many different ways. Like I've never really been comfortable doing actual setup recordings. Oh, we gotta stay in this wind here. I've never been doing actual setup recordings. All right, we're gonna do a switcheroo on these guys. I've never been not to say the same thing 3 times, but I've never been comfortable with setting up and doing recordings. Just because that's always hard. Like I hate forcing the comedy in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do. I mean, your streams are kind of very chill and fun, whereas, you know, I always like to be funny. I always like making people laugh, but it's just really hard for me to do that on purpose. I usually just say what's on the top of my head. So I kind of employed that strategy of like when I do these police simulator videos or just videos in general, I'm always like, I've stopped thinking about it, and I just get to the point where I just hit record. That's all I do, is I just hit record.
Yeah.
And
There's nothing wrong with
whatever
that.
happens in a way. I mean,
there's 2 different kinds of content that you can create. Okay. There's essentially forced content where you can like, or scripted content, I should say, not forced. So scripted content you can do, and there's also, you know, kind of just the content that happens naturally. I feel like 9 times out of 10, a lot of people like the stuff that happens naturally over the stuff that's actually scripted. You know, but sometimes a channel needs to.
we're gonna get caught.
Scripted content. You know.
Yeah, we're gonna get caught right here, just because we have no wind, but we have to go this way, otherwise we're off the map.
It's all good, brother. I don't really mind. Like I said, we're just recording a podcast. I'm not trying to even do anything. These guys are just being the reapers, so they're just trying to do the reaper things.
But yeah, I think it was a moment of reflection, and you know, thank God I talked to myself 6-7 months ago and was talking about financial security and everything. So I had, you know, barely enough money in stocks and other assets to be able to survive until my new job started, and I'm so happy that I now have that job. But now the other element comes in, because this is a more adult job and I'll have less time, but I have more motivation than I've probably ever had when it comes to content and being aware of my own personal brand and stuff like that. So
I mean, we all get comfortable in our job that we're in, and you and I can kind of relate to you because of the fact that, you know, we worked for the same company. I'm not going to name any names or anything like that, but we worked for the same company.
People know. People that know.
Yeah, and I've seen it 9 times out of 10. Good people, and I was included in that. I'm not sure if I told you about this before, but I got fired. Once before.
You have. Yep.
So, basically, I'm gonna say if they want you gone, they want you gone.
Yep.
But the thing is like, we get comfortable in our jobs and get complacent, I guess is the right word to use in this situation. And we just kind of are afraid to step out of that comfort zone because of the fact that you're so used to that money, used to that schedule,
Exactly.
used to doing those things.
Yep.
So there's nothing wrong with starting over, man. Especially if it's something that you want to do in life. Especially if it's something that's better, because we're afraid to take that step sometimes because we are just so comfortable in that job.
Well, I think
But now,
I wasn't.
like, now you said you're better. You're in a better position than where you were.
Yep.
And that's what we need to keep on telling ourselves, is that if we're not happy doing something we're doing,
And
then why are we doing it at all?
it took me a second to grasp it, but I think what probably made what happened worse was the way that it happened, because I applied for my current job 2 days before I got fired, and I told my boss I was looking for other places, and I told him that.
I'll let you know I fell off the ship, but continue.
No, you're good. And then 2 days later, they found something to fire me for, and I think it was just more of the way it happened. It kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, and then to see me just sit here like, what the fuck am I doing? I need to be doing something, and just yeah. I mean, like I said, and I mean this with all my heart, like, even though I will most likely have less time, I've never had more drive and motivation than I do now. And you got to surround yourself with those people. That's why I love sitting in our calls and just we edit clips and just shoot the shit. It's just this, but we're not playing Sea of Thieves. And that's really it. You have a lot of life experience that I don't have, and I feel like that's why you are, well, I feel like you and me have a lot of the same traits, because like I said, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I feel like I do really well sponging in information. So I listen to people, especially people that, are a little older than me, because they're most likely wiser. Like, you've experienced life shit that I will either never experience or may not experience yet. So
Yeah.
you have that info. So if I just listen to you, it's just like, oh, so that's how this should be handled, or maybe this is how I shouldn't handle it.
I mean, this comes from age, man. Like you said, you're 24 years old or whatever you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think and put yourself in the mindset of, like, back in the day, how many times have you heard, if I know now what I knew back then?
Exactly. Yep.
Like, I seriously wish I listened to those people, kind of. They never really gave me necessarily good advice, but it's just one of those things where I wish I had that kind of the mindset that I have now, and have that experience that I have now. So I wish I had that.
Yeah.
But like you said, like, you're getting older, so you are essentially listening to more people, and you're doing a very good job at doing that, and kind of sponging it up and soaking it all in. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, man. It's a good thing. It's a good trait to have.
And you have to, because I mean, like, it's just one of those things. Like, the world's so much different now than it probably ever will be. Like, I mean, I think COVID kind of spearheaded this whole thing, because, like, just think of all of the shit that we have, and how esports has kind of boomed, and it's created this whole little thriving, I guess, niche now, when before it was still on a good upward trend, but now it's just, there are so many opportunities, there are so many casting opportunities, content opportunities.
I missed their boat again, but I literally was right there. I missed the ladder.
Hey, give us like 5 minutes, you can get our ship. We're finishing up a podcast here. Give us like 5 minutes, all right? So I guess to kind of like, because we've had a good long conversation. I guess to kind of end the podcast on that advice. What is the best piece of advice you've gotten, and who did it come from?
I mean, I heard you ask Jamal this. I heard you ask Llama this, because I did go back and listen to their.
Yeah,
podcast.
I didn't ask Riley, because I don't give a shit what he thinks.
I think you asked Jamal something else, but I did ask Llama this. In preparation of trying to prepare for this question, like I said before, I never really had any advice that somebody actually gave to me before. So I couldn't really pinpoint anything in my life that kind of really stands out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but it is one of those things where it's like I would like to give some advice to some other people. So it's like, put yourself in the mindset of other people, I guess. Our ship is sinking. Oh,
That's
no.
fine.
Put yourself in the mindset like how you have, dude, and kind of be like a sponge, like you said. You know, kind of soak all that up. Be open-minded and stuff. Don't just basically close somebody off because of how they look and how they appear, how they might act. Because everybody has something in this life to offer to somebody else, and you don't want to close out on an opportunity because you want to be naive and kind of be like, oh well, this person looked like a freaking bum this day, but then that guy owns like 100,000 shares of Tesla stock. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you never know. But yeah, that's probably gonna be the end of the podcast. I had a lot of fun talking to you.
Scuttle, damn it.
I had a lot of fun talking, man. That was very insightful. A lot of fun shit that we talked about. So yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty.
We're sinking.
Well, that was episode 4 of Gaming in a Podcast with Whoopsyou. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun talking with him. So, yeah, you guys have a good one. And if you like this podcast, please like, please share, subscribe if you would like to. And, yeah. I shit myself for breakfast.